You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion, delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We're a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest. Scott Schaeffer is with us. Nation of Patriots, welcome.
Thank you for having me today.
Glad to have you with us. And let me remind you, if you ever have any more finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Well, I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money. I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, of course, we are celebrating today. We celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Today's one. This is a good day. I like this one. Today's National Mimosa Day. Okay, so I'm not a big fan of mimosa. I'm not a champagne guy. Yeah, so I could take that one or leave it. Today's also National Coquille Saint Jacques Day. I know we don't have a picture of that one, Josh, but I had to throw it in there because I love scallops. But the one that we got to go with today is actually National Barbecue Day. And yes, I have beaten anorexia. So barbecue is one of my all-time favorites. I will share with you that one of my favorite places to go, and I think he's having his anniversary, 2-year anniversary this weekend, Hickory and Spice. If you haven't been to Hickory and Spice in the city of Orange, little tiny place. It's a small place, but he's a champion, a grand champion pitmaster. And he makes the best barbecue there. Now, you have to realize that, he does this kind of Texas style. He doesn't realize we're in California. He's been in California for a long time, but he doesn't realize we're in California, but he still does it Texas style. So they're only open Thursday through Sunday. No, I'm not doing a commercial for him. Well, maybe I am, but I don't get paid. But he's only open Thursday through Sunday. They open up at 11:30 in the morning, and they close when they run out of food, which happens every single time. You can only have so many briskets and so many steaks, or not steaks, pork or beef ribs, and so much pulled pork. Yes, I know his menu too because I go there so often. Now, here's the kicker. If you are a foodaholic like me, he alternates back and forth because he does all the smoking and all the food right there himself. So 1 week on Sundays, he'll make beef ribs. Gets them from Brandt Beef. If you've never had Brandt Beef ribs, they are absolutely the best. And I'll share with you, I challenge you to eat more than one. My wife and I share one rib, and we still can't finish it. These things are big. So Brandt Beef. Oh, Tony Jean is with us. Welcome. So Brandt Beef, Hickory and Spice. Go there. Tell me. Josh, we had a question of the day. I think I even put that in there about barbecue too, didn't we? What is your favorite barbecue food? What is your favorite? Brisket, pork ribs, beef ribs, pulled pork. What is your favorite? Scott, do you have a favorite barbecue? Are you a barbecue guy?
Yeah. It's got to be probably burnt ends.
Burnt ends. Okay. That's a good one.
Those are good.
That's part of the brisket world.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. I would say put your favorite right there in the chat. Tell us what your favorite is. Brisket, beef rib, whatever your favorite is. Favorite barbecue. He even makes over there pork bellies. I get nervous when I hear somebody say that they're making bellies. So that's just that's just my personal issue. But let's move right along and see what else is going on in the world, because otherwise we'd be doing a food show instead of home and finance show. Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 81 points. The S&P 500 is up 7. The NASDAQ is up 14.8. Oil up 75 cents a barrel. And the 10-year Treasury, that's up just a little bit, but after the benefits we've seen all week, 4.376 is what we're seeing on that 10-year Treasury. Gas prices, another one that's going to make us ill, $5.24 here in the state of confusion, and the governor wants to increase our gas prices another 50 cents. And then he's going to go and blame that on the oil companies because he keeps raising gas prices. Figure that one out. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He also they just put this through the other day. He went to court. Got to love this. This is the governor that knows the answer to everything. Like right now, San Francisco is in the 16th year of their 10-year plan to end homelessness that the governor started when he was the mayor. 16 years into a 10-year plan. I guess he's got this mastered. But what did he go to court about recently? Well, he went to the state Supreme Court challenging the fact that you and I are too stupid to know whether we want more taxes. So what he really wants to do is he wants to go and he wants to say that the issue that we have right now, where if they want to raise taxes, if the state legislature wants to raise taxes, they have to get a vote of the people. Well, he doesn't like that. Can you believe that issue? It's just baffles me how that's what we get from our state, from our governor. And okay, Tony's with you, Scott. Burnt ends. Okay, another foodie out there. Good, glad to see that one. What else? Tell me what your favorites are. Okay, so moving right along. So the governor wants to raise our gas prices another 50 cents, even though when I just looked at it, let's see, we're at $5.24 a gallon. Now, let's take a look and see Mississippi. I guess the oil companies like Mississippi better than us because they're at $3.06 a gallon. I had somebody just the other day posted a picture, a friend of mine, that he paid $2.77 a gallon. And I can tell you that I go over to Costco, which is about as cheap a gas as I can find, good gas, but as cheap a price as I can find, and I'm paying a boatload more. So when you go on your rides, is it a Costco run for gas along the way?
Even though it's a motorcycle, it's still pretty pricey.
Yeah.
I mean, a little 5-gallon tank's still going to cost you
it's amazing.
$30 for a motorcycle.
30. Okay, so still paying the price for it. Okay, so I could just be how many riders do you have going at a time?
Anywhere from 5 to 100.
5 to 100. Okay, so could you imagine 100 motorcycles driving into Costco all at one time to get their 5 gallons of gas? That'd be a lot of fun. I hope I'm not in line behind them. That's the big issue right there. Hey, you're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, we're going to talk about an event with our friends at Nation of Patriots. I'm going to encourage you to go there and visit them because I just told Scott that our friends from Homes for Heroes, Geneva Financial, and Ron Siegel Radio, we're going to give them a trip to give away at their booth at the event that we're going to talk about. Yeah, we're going to give them a trip to give away. Yeah, you can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Confused about the home buying process? Or curious how much you really know about buying a home? Take the First Home IQ quiz to test your understanding of buying a home. Created by the nonprofit First Home IQ, this 5-minute quiz will give you a score, what you missed, and why. Take the quiz in 5 minutes at rsrlinks.com/FHIQ and find out what you need to know about buying your first home. That's rsrlinks.com/FHIQ.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, they are the ones with the Home Select loan, rsrhomeselect.com. Another scenario out on the street, 1.77 effective APR on a 30-year loan. Yes, and this is not 2020. 1.77 effective APR on a 30-year loan. Let's see what the markets are doing today. Every day at this time, OBMMI, they provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates with consumers across 35% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. They tell us the points paid. They do not tell us points paid, points received, or APR. They only tell us the number that you're going to put in your mortgage calculator. What? You don't have a mortgage calculator? RonIsMyLender.com. Get it for free. Let's see what that number is right now. 30-year conforming loans yesterday locked 6.875, down 13 basis points. 30-year jumbo loans yesterday locked 7.186. That was up just a little bit. 30-year FHA loans 6.714. That was down. 30-year USDA loans, that's the rural areas, generally no down payment. That was down 6.679. 6.679. And the best loan on the market, that's for those that earned it. That would be a 30-year VA loan, down quite a bit yesterday. 6.396, down 18.5 basis points. Those are the numbers from yesterday. If you want my commentary each morning about what our thoughts are on the market, rsrmarketminute.com, rsrmarketminute.com. Let's see what's going on this morning on the markets as we speak right now. Let's take a look at the S&P 500 is now up 9.31 after the good news yesterday. A little, it's coming back a little bit. 10-year Treasury up 2 basis points, 4.37. The 30-year mortgage-backed security, the bond itself is down 11 basis points. It means interest rates are up ever so slightly. The question that you look to us for is why? Why are these things happening? You can go and get all the numbers at that super secret website, google.com. Well, we got the National Association of Home Builders Housing Market Index, measures builder confidence, fell 6 points to 45. Back under the 50 level, that signals expansion and contraction, so we are contracting now. The big driver was higher mortgage rates, but they have since started to come down, which leads us to believe next month's report should be much better. Also concerned about the recent codes rules that requires HUD and USDA to insure mortgages for new single-family homes only if they are built to 2021 International Energy Conservation Code. This will further increase the cost of construction in a market that sorely needs more inventory for first-time and first-generation buyers. So here's the issue on that one. Every time the government gets involved, hold your wallet. That's the whole issue. So I've said right along that climate change is real, but the stuff that's the climate is changing, but all this garbage that they're doing with climate change is going to bankrupt all of us. And here's just another issue there. Breakdown from the internal metrics. Current sales fell 6 points to 51. Future expectations fell 9 points to 51. Buyer traffic fell 4 points to 30. Ooh, lowest level since January. What else is driving this? Housing starts. We just got those numbers. Rose 5.7% in April to an annualized pace of 1.36 million. Remember, we need 1.9 million just to keep pace with obsolescence and new household formations. Initial jobless claims measures individuals filing for unemployment benefits for the very first time. 222,000 still remains above the previous low levels we've seen for a long time. 4-week moving average is up to 218,000, the most since November 2023. And we know that with the BS reports that come out of the Bureau of Labor Statistics, we do know that these will be adjusted. They always are. Industrial production and capacity utilization in January fell 0.1% below, was lower than the 0.3 expected. This is continuing to show weakness in manufacturing. We talked about that before. Indiana, per capita, the biggest manufacturing in the country per capita is Indiana. They're contracting. The biggest overall is California and Texas, both contracting. So no matter what the president wants you to believe or hear or any of that stuff, we're just not growing. We're going backwards. We are. I told you in October we went into a recession. I stand by that comment. We'll see how long it takes for the rest of the country for the National Bureau of Economics to come out and tell us that I was right. That's the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call. 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. So this morning, well, we're going to be talking a little bit about Nation of Patriots, what they are, who they are, what they do, what's going on with them, because I think they've got some big things starting maybe this week or next, but we'll find out about that. Events coming to a area near you, wherever you are in the sound of my voice, as long as it's within the 50 states, which I know some of you may not be within the 50 United States, but we're going to talk about it as well. We've got Scott Schaeffer is with us, and Bill Shearer is on the line. Bill, are you there?
I am, Ron. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you? Where are you?
I am right outside Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Thank you very much for having us on the show. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. So I need one of you guys to tell me what is Nation of Patriots? What do you guys do?
Go ahead, Bill.
Well, we are a 100% volunteer nonprofit 501c3 organization that solely works to help the families of disabled veterans. That's all we do every day, all day long. Aside from working the nonprofit, because we are volunteers, we all also have day jobs as well, which I am taking a step away from. So I hope my boss isn't listening to talk to you all today.
Well, so to tell him you're on radio and you're on Ron Siegel Radio on the internet nationwide. So he should be happy that you're pushing Nation of Patriots. Now, I want to understand, because you're talking about helping the Patriots, and so before the broadcast, Scott and I were talking a little bit about. I remember the name, Scott. I've got my sometimesers kicks in. Is Tunnels for Towers is the one you were talking about. So how do you guys differ from what they're doing? Are you doing basically the same thing, just a different methodology?
I think it's a different methodology. We're all trying to help the right people, the people that deserve it. I think they go about it a little bit differently. I know I don't know a ton about them, but I've heard them on the radio. I think they buy homes, build homes, things like that. I think we're much more direct, or maybe much more direct. We work with our representatives all over the country to help us find and select veterans that go through a process, and we work directly with that veteran to identify the financial pain points from their creditors, the mortgage people, the utility people, and we try to lift some of that burden with the money that is raised over the course of the Patriot Tour. As the flag goes around the country, we have these people organized in groups. When the flag is transferred from one group to the next, we ask for donations, and we try to keep all those donations raised in that state for the veterans in that state. So our team works hands-on every single day with actual veterans, figuring out what's hurting them. We work with vendors to try to get things built for them or get prices down. It's extremely tedious, but it's extremely transparent, and that's what's kept this organization going for 15 years.
Wow. So I'm not going to cause any trouble here, Bill, but 15 years you've been going on air like with me, and your boss doesn't know it yet? Don't answer that. Don't answer that, because this is recorded. It is on the World Wide Web, so anybody can hear.
No, I'm lucky to have a really awesome boss, and actually a boss's boss that's really cool too. So I don't think they would mind if I stepped away to do this, but they actually encourage. They know all about the nonprofit, and they love it too. So.
Well, something, especially being out there in the Midwest. Midwesterners have a different code than I think, my experience, than we do on the coast. They're a lot more family. They're a lot more congenial. They're grassroots. So, you know, and I'm a big a flag waver, whether anybody likes it or not. So I do anything we can out here for the veterans, and I'm just really appreciative that you're doing what you're doing. I'm appreciative that we're able to publicize a little bit. So you mentioned the flags going to 50 states. Explain what that means a little bit.
I'll go ahead and take that one. What we do is we start off in a different state every year. This year it's going to be Derby, Kansas. It'll go through all 50 states on the back of a motorcycle from stop to stop, state to state. We do it in 115 days, and it actually goes to Alaska and Hawaii.
50 states, 115 days. Now wait a second. We got to talk about this, Scott, because I'm a very simple guy, and I love the state of Hawaii. I live in California. I'm not sure I know the way of taking a motorcycle to Hawaii. I feel like it'd be a little bit of a wet trip.
We have a gentleman that volunteers his time and takes it over to Hawaii and stays there and goes with the different veterans organizations around the island with the flag.
I hope he's taking a plane or a boat.
Yes, he is.
Okay, just throw that out there. I don't know about the idea of getting taking the motorcycle over there. That's a tough. So does he put his motorcycle on the plane?
He rents one when he gets there.
Wow, I learned something new today. I didn't even know you can rent motorcycles. Okay, so he gets a motorcycle when he's there, and they put the flag on. So it's interesting, because I'm a math nerd. So you've got 48 states that you're going to do in probably 90 days. And those 2 states, you do a week in each one of them, in Alaska and Hawaii?
Probably about 3 days in each one.
3 days in each of those. Those are the tougher ones because you got a little more travel time.
Yeah, it's got to go in, go around the location, and get back on a plane.
And are you going to? I know that. Well, when we come back, I want to talk about where do you go when you get to each of these places. We'll talk about that when we get back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. We will also chat. The number of homes for sale, is it increasing? We'll talk about that. And sometimes we get to the Your Credit Matters. Sometimes I talk too much. How medical debt can impact your credit score. All that and more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number, 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Hey there, friends. Wondering if now is the right time to buy a home? Or are you waiting for a bunch of foreclosures? The facts speak loud and clear. Defaults and foreclosures are down. Sure, we might be headed towards a recession. But did you know interest rates typically drop and real estate values often go up during a recession? So what are you waiting for? Higher prices or higher payments? Don't navigate these waters alone. Connect with RonSiegelRadio.com today. That's RonSiegelRadio.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Hey, if you want to find out what your property is worth, rsrmoney.com, they give you 4 different valuations for your property. Thing I like about it is 3 of them are really good. They'll also give you Zillow because we know you're looking there anyway. So, and even their CEO found that their pricing wasn't, or their estimate was not accurate. But that's a whole different story. The number of homes for sale is increasing. There's no denying the last couple of years have been tough for anyone trying to buy a home because there haven't been enough houses to go around. But things are starting to look up. Got some graphs for you that are showing more homes up for grabs this year. First graph, Realtor.com, to show in April 2024, There were more homes for sale than were over the last few years, 2021 through 2023. Not more than the years prior to the unicorn or pandemic years. As Realtor.com explains, quote, there were 30.4% more homes actively for sale on a typical day in April compared with the same time in 2023, marking the 6th consecutive month of annual inventory growth, unquote. But is growing inventory make house hunting easier? Yes or no? Using the latest weekly data from Calculated Risk, the graph that we have now shows that even with the growth lately, there are still way fewer homes for sale than there were in the last normal year in the housing market. Inventory is rising, but it's still slow. And again, compared to the same time in 2023 to 2019, not looking the way we want it to be. What does this mean for you? If you've been looking to buy, but put your plans on hold because you just couldn't find what you were searching for, you might see more options now than you did over the past few years, but don't expect a huge selection. To check out your growing options, it's a good idea to work with a local real estate agent you trust. Real estate is all about location, and an agent can help you get the scoop on the homes available in the area you're interested in. Bankrate explains, in today's home buying market, it's more important than ever to find a real estate agent who really knows your local area down to your specific neighborhood and can help you successfully navigate its unique quirks. Bottom line, let's chat if you have someone you know that wants to get in the loop about understanding how to buy, what's available, where to move, what the home's availability is. Don't forget, you can go to rsrlinks.com/market report, rsrlinks.com/market report. And any zip code in the United States, there's 3,007 of them. Our friends over at Altos Research tracks every home for sale in the United States every week. You just put in the zip code you want, get the report you want, costs you absolutely nothing. rsrlinks.com/market report. That's the real-time real estate segment brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Continuing our conversation this morning, Bill Scherer and Scott Schaeffer. Nation of Patriots is with us. We're chatting a little bit about their organization and what they're doing out there helping Patriots. So you got this event coming up in Derby, Kansas.
Kansas. It'll be our flag tour kickoff. I'll let Bill go ahead and explain more about what's going on, and that it's more toward his area.
Okay, Bill, what's going on in Derby, Kansas? They might, something, Scott. I don't know if you heard this, but we were talking. Our question of the day today had to do with where do you get good barbecue. Somebody said that Kansas has good barbecue. I don't know about it though.
I can attest to Kansas Kansas City, Kansas. I had barbecue there and it was delicious.
Okay, what's your favorite? Is it we talk about burnt ends is for Scott and a beef rib is for me. What's yours?
I'm with Scott. Burnt ends, baby.
Okay. Okay, you guys are that's good because now you guys have to share and I get the rib myself. So we're in good shape here. What's going on out there in Derby, Kansas, besides the barbecue?
So like Scott was just saying, Derby, Kansas is the host for the 2024 Patriot Tour. And it's a big year for us because this will be our 15th consecutive Patriot Tour, stretching all the way back to 2010 when we had no idea what we were doing, but on the backs of motorcycles and just the passion of Americans for their veterans out there, we managed to get an American flag through, back then, all 48 continental states. And the tour has progressed since then. It's much bigger. And this year, every year we pick a different host to host the tour. Last year was in Nebraska. The year before that was in Pennsylvania. This year, Kansas. And in Derby, Kansas, we're going to have a big celebration on Friday night where we're going to have a bunch of people come, enjoy drinks and food. And then Saturday, bright and early at 8 o'clock in the morning, the participants that are going to kick off the tour are going to merge onto the parking lot of a bar called Mad Rocks right there in Derby, Kansas. And they are going to take one American flag out to Oklahoma where they're going to meet up with a whole bunch more people, and then on to Dallas, through Texas, into New Mexico, and it just keeps changing hands over and over and over. Every single day, a new group grabs the flag. It's kind of like the Olympic torch, but the whole thing starts in Derby and ends in Derby.
So
we
where
did
do you
we
go?
did fit a lot. Oh, go ahead.
Where do you go when you get there? Are you doing all these at American Legion posts, or are you going to different places? When you get to a different state, where do you go when you get there?
They're all designated right now, and you can see every single stop on our website. It's nationofpatriots.org. Just click on the Patriot Tour button, and it'll take you to our full agenda. But yes, it's American Legions, it's VFWs, it's Harley Davidson dealerships. It's bars and grills that are friendly to bikers and everybody else. Anywhere we find a spark of passion for what we're doing, we latch onto that, and we grow those locations over time. So a lot of the locations you'll see on our tour right now have been around since 2010, which is really cool for us.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw my 2 cents in here. Any bar, restaurant, or any of those that doesn't have a passion for helping veterans, we don't like them. That's just my opinion, and I'm right. Especially I tell people all the time. I do a conservative talk radio show in a very, very liberal state. If it wasn't for the men and women of our military, I'd be lynched in a heartbeat. In half the countries of the world, you can't do what we do, but it's because of the men and women of the military that we have the right to have these idiots that were down in Irvine yesterday protesting, or at UCLA a couple weeks ago protesting. And I don't care about the protests. When they stop my niece from being able to go to school, that bothers me. But, it's because of the Patriots that we're able to do these kind of things.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Bill.
If I could just throw something in there. That's one thing that I personally love about what we do, the Patriot Tour, just to toot our own horn. But I think it's also what thousands and thousands of people that will participate and have participated in this event is that when we launch this thing, it is far and above all of that other divisive, I'll just say it, crap. All the stuff we see on our headlines and on our Facebooks and Twitter, X, whatever you call it. All that stuff works to just divide this country. The Patriot Tour rides right through all that stuff, and it brings people together, left, right, different colors, you name it. We don't carry any of those banners. We don't need any of those banners. All we need is one banner, and that is the United States flag. That's it, and our mission. And when people get together, all that stuff just melts away, and they recognize that there's a cause behind this thing. It's good. We can all get behind it, and it is truly uniting. A lot of businesses talk about unity and patriotism. This is it. This is what it looks like, and I'm proud to say it.
That's awesome, and I love the fact of what you're doing, and the fact all your volunteers, because those are the I'm sure that you would agree with me that when you get to doing something for this many years and getting into this many states, especially as an all volunteer organization, it's got to be your volunteers that are out there really making these things happen, because there's a lot of work to this behind the scenes. You don't just get on a bike and say, okay, we're going to 50 states.
It takes a little while to plan.
Yeah, I'm sure, planning and you've got this event coming up in Norco. A lot of people that are, you got a lot of,
15th.
Talk about that a little bit, Scott.
Well, we're going to have our 4th annual Nation of Patriots Poker Run fundraiser at American Legion 328 Norco this year. We'll be having a live band. We'll be having Brad Johnson and a Killing Time band showing up. We'll have plenty of vendors, food, poker run, a lot of stuff going on that day.
What's a poker run?
Well, we have,
I don't run. I'm my size. I don't run anywhere. Even for a meal.
It's a poker hand. Whoever gets the best poker hand wins a plaque or a trophy. We set up 5 different locations to ride to, and you get a card and you mark it on your sheet. And whoever has the highest hand wins a plaque, and whoever has the lowest hand wins a plaque. So, okay, I'm gonna put you on the spot here, Scott. I don't know if you know this answer. What time is Brad Johnson playing? I don't know. Okay, probably anytime after 11 when we start. Well, you're really definitive on that one. Sometime after 11 when they start. If you haven't, Brad's a very introverted person also. Yeah. I've seen Brad perform before, and he's a good draw. That's why I'd love to go out there and see him. Although I think I've seen him several times. He plays at the ranch, and he'll come out there and let you know exactly what he thinks. Bill, you'd love it because when you talk about all the crap that's going on,
Brad will be one of those guys that'll be out there letting you know that the crap is nothing more than just the crap. So, and what he thinks of it too.
Fantastic.
We're going to continue our conversation, Bill Shearer, Scott Schaeffer, Nation of Patriots. We're going to continue that. We're going to talk more about their event coming up with the American Legion, because you know that our lending team is the number one lending team in America for Homes for Heroes. So we're going to talk about that, how we're going to give away a trip in Norco. We're going to do that but you have to help. We're going to give the trip away, but it might take George Washington to help you get in on this raffle. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
79% of all credit reports have errors that should be corrected through factual disputing. You could be saving thousands every year if your report was accurate. CreditSanitizer.com provides a free credit report audit when you furnish a specific $1 credit report. You can use this information to request corrections to your report and potentially save thousands of dollars. Get your free credit audit at CreditSanitizer.com. That's CreditSanitizer.com for a free credit report audit. CreditSanitizer.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Borrow Smart segment today being brought to you by rsrdebtfree.com, rsrdebtfree.com. If you have more than 60 days worth of debts that you cannot pay off, that would be unsecured debts, auto loans, private student loans, you need to give us a call. We've got solutions for you. You can sleep better at night. We've got negotiators on some of those that can negotiate and get the credit down to zero. Just throw that out, or the interest rate down to zero, get it paid off in 5 years, maybe less. If you've got a equity in your real estate, a debt consolidation loan might be of value to you. All of those things are just issues that we can help with to make your life better. You just have to make the first step, rsrdebtfree.com, rsrdebtfree.com. We're going to continue our conversation. Bill Shearer, Scott Schaeffer, Nation of Patriots is the organization. We're talking about what they do, who they do it for. It's pretty simple, it seems to me. So the big question is your kickoff event. I guess this will go for you, Bill. Your kickoff event in Kansas. What are you going to be doing there? I mean, we know we got the concert here, but what are you doing out there?
So the kickoff is a solemn event. We have as many people as we can find and invite. Right now we're projecting upwards of about 300 participants at the launch. They get together. We have an opening ceremony where the flag is brought in. This year, I believe it's being brought in by Clydesdales. It'll stop. It'll be given to an honor guard. The honor guard will bring it into the actual ceremony where all the people are gathered. And then we'll have some speakers, our representative out there, Ryan Mitchell, who organized this whole thing, and some other folks from the Derby area. I think we have some dignitaries on the agenda. But they say their things, and then we bring the flag down, we put it on a flagpole, and we strap it on the back of a motorcycle, and off it goes with all of the riders. So we'll have a police escort. So it's quite the scene. We encourage anybody, riders, non-riders, to come out, join the Patriot Tour. If you want to see something really cool, be part of a patriotic event, you can just show up. There's no discriminating policies or anything. You don't have to be on two wheels. You don't have to be part of the biker community. All you have to be is a proud American. Come, show up, donate, don't donate, just be a part of it.
Well, wait a second. I'm going to go back there because I can. Donate. You should be donating. I mean, you should be showing up. You know, I'm just going to throw this out there because I'm not into the budgets and all those kind of things. But most people can figure out how to find a buck. Donate your Starbucks money for the week. No, that's going to be at least 50, I would guess, for most people. Right? So donate something. I mean, just throw that out. Yeah, and you know, I'm going to throw this in there because we love our Patriots. So I told Scott before the program this morning, we're going to give him a QR code, a special code, and for the event that you've got coming up here on June 15th. I've got the flyer in front of me and I can't read. But for the event you've got coming up here, June 15th, they're going to have a QR code. Anybody that gives more than $1 to the cause there at the event, we're going to let you scan the QR code. And we're going to put you in a raffle. You don't need to buy anything. Just give $1 or more. And that'll give you 4 days, 3 nights in Palm Springs or 4 days, 3 nights in Las Vegas. Maybe we'll do both. I don't know. We'll find out something, but we're going to give away a trip. We don't pay the taxes and fees, but we'll give away the hotel rooms because we want people to donate. You know, people need to learn that, you know, all the things that we have in this country, it's a great country and it costs something, right? Give $1. I don't care what you give, but you know, go into your car and find something in the glove box, go into your sock drawer and find some change. I don't care what it is, but give something to help the men and women that have done so much for us.
That's how we can afford to keep on going.
Yeah, I mean, when you hear about what Bill just said, I mean, I'm sure that the police escort and the flag and all these people it doesn't happen for nothing.
Hey, Bill,
No,
we got a minute talking about the closing ceremonies for the Dam Jam.
Closing ceremonies.
Okay, good.
The homecoming.
Oh, the homecoming. Yeah, so the homecoming, when everything comes back to Derby, Kansas, it's a big deal. So, I mean, homecomings in the past, we've seen upwards of 1,500 people get together for these things. And it's really special. I mean, we're going to have a whole lot going on, vendors, food trucks, so you name it. Plans are still being put in place for all that. But if you are anywhere near the Derby or Wichita area, it's definitely a spectacle and something that you want to come out and check out.
So do you know the date of it? Do we have to go and use our fingers and toes and count 115 from the starting date on the 18th?
I'll just plug that website again. That's nationofpatriots.org.
I'm going to make it simpler. Can I make it a little simpler? Josh, maybe you can put this in there for me. We're doing this on the fly. rsrlinks.com/NOP. rsrlinks.com/NOP. We just set that up while we're live on air. So if you go to rsrlinks.com/NOP, we use RSR links all the time. So everybody knows that the last name is just NOP, Nation of Patriots. So go right there, get the now. Can people donate money on that website?
Absolutely.
Okay, and what about the Patriots that need help? Is that where they go also?
Yeah, we have a section just for them. We have a whole application process that they go through. So we do get families that will show up online, but a majority of them come through the VA, American Legions, and VFWs.
Okay, so we know that we've got a problem with veterans. One of the biggest problems I've come across with veterans my entire career, I've been doing radio since 2010. The thing that I've learned with veterans is they're wonderful, wonderful people, and there's never been a veteran that needs help. Never. Now, many, many veterans know of a brother or sister veteran that needs help.
Yes.
Can they go and put something in there to help their brother and sister? Can they do that as well?
Absolutely. You can fill out our applications on behalf of. So, obviously at some point we're going to have to connect with the actual veteran in need because that's just part of our policy that we have to keep this direct connection. We don't take any donations that we receive and work through third parties. So we need that direct connection. But yes, absolutely. Any way, shape, or form to get a veteran to the plate that we can help, do it.
Yeah, and that's the key thing. Is I'm not saying that we should do it and not the veteran not be involved, but if I know a veteran that needs help, I can go in there, put their information in there. You can have somebody call them and say, we understand that you have this need.
Exactly.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
So that's the whole idea. Now, if you with these events that you're doing, and I'm looking at your website right now, if you are one of those veterans and you know somebody, hey, bring your brother or sister with you right to that event and go and say hello. And how many places are you going in California? Is it just one spot in California?
No, I believe it's 15 stops in California.
Holy cow. I'm looking at this website.
That's just some of them.
Lancaster, Norco, El Cajon, Orange. I don't even know where Cornell, California is.
Up by the Rock Store, Mulholland.
Okay. So you're zigzagging the state.
And it goes up from Cornell to Santa Maria and all the way up to Washington through Oregon and Washington. Goes all the way up Sacramento, San Francisco, all the way up, stops.
So when you go on the website, you can just go to the tour schedule
Yes.
and put that in there and
Click
on what state you're in and figure out when they're going to be in your state. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah, you got a great website here.
Thank you. You can also
like
on
this.
the home.
Go ahead.
Sorry. On the homepage, if you scroll down a little bit, there's an interactive map, which I'm personally very proud of.
So even something like this, I mean, you look at that and you say, okay, we got this great website, and you're looking at these things. This doesn't come cheap, right? I mean, I've run companies before. $1.9 million raised.
Mm-hmm.
And I love this, 170,000 miles traveled. That doesn't count the miles that the veterans have traveled in duty.
No, it doesn't.
No.
630 families helped. This is great stuff. And go ahead.
I was just going to say that to the expense side of things, it does cost money. And if I could just plug one of our major sponsors, Vortex Optics, they've been with us for a long, long time. They are very, very heavily seated in the military community, and they do a lot for us. So the website that you see right there, I mean, that's because of them. And all of the little admin expenses and the things that keep the lights on, it comes from our sponsors. So if you are a business owner, a business owner that wants to get into a partnership with a nonprofit organization that's super transparent, nobody gets a paycheck, all goes back into the actual organization. We take sponsors too.
Well, you have to in order to keep the lights on, as you put it. So Nation of Patriots is the name of the company. We love our Patriots all the time. rsrlinks.com/NOP. If you want to get right to their website and make it nice and easy to get there, rsrlinks.com/NOP. Go and visit them locally here in Norco. They're going to be at the American Legion 328 on June 15th, 11 to 4. Go visit them. Ask them about the getting into the raffle for a free trip. Make sure you bring $1 or more. If you have a piece of paper, a green one with George Washington's picture on the front, or if you have Benjamin Franklin, they prefer Benjamin. They something about presidents. It's our favorite dead patriot, yes. Right? So Benjamin Franklin, put him in the bucket, scan your code, get into the raffle for a trip. We're gonna put it on probably the 17th. We'll see if I can get that scheduled. Josh, can you put that on the calendar maybe for the 17th? Maybe we'll do the raffle right live on air, and maybe we can get Bill to call in. I don't even know what our schedule is for then, but I might get myself in trouble for sharing that date right now on the fly. But we appreciate you guys coming in. We appreciate what you're doing for the men and women of our military. Great Patriots.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. And as always, we ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean for engineering us today. And, of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990 or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.
Getting paid by the hour and older by the minute. My boss just